do a lot of competition chickens, win the money and win the big checks. But if I was gonna sit down and eat chicken, this is what I'd eat.
We are here with Myron Mixon, the winningest man in barbecue, and we're gonna do a whole smoked chicken today. To cook a great smoked chicken, the right brine is critical. So tell me what the brine does.
What happens is you have a chemical reaction, opens up the cells of the meat and draws moisture in. But if you got flavor that's in your water, when it's drawing that moisture in, it's gonna drag that flavor along with it. First thing we need to add to our brine, we got our kosher salt. You got 1 cup of white sugar, a cup of black peppercorns, 3 crushed garlic, you got 3 bay leaves, you got a bunch of thyme. I got coarse cut 5 celery sticks, coarse cut 5 carrots, a bunch of Italian parsley just cut 1 time in half, 3 spring onions, coarse chopped. You got 1 lemon, and we got 1 gallon of hot water. I'll let you pour that over for me.
And this is all just for this 3-pound bird.
That's exactly right. Or this is enough brine here, you could do 3 of those birds. You wanna mix that up really well.
Yep.
Cover it, let it sit for 5 hours. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna prep our chicken, which is not a lot of prep work to do. You wanna make sure and check for pin feathers. You don't want any of that to stay on them. Not worried about the neck staying in there. That's some gnawing meat right there for later on. I like to take a meat tenderizer.
Yep.
Go in and just prick it. That's gonna help it soak up more of that juice. You pick that up, kind of hit it in the center. We're gonna strain up our brine.
All right.
Now you see all that color? It's got that tint to it. How about that? We'll take it now, we'll cover it, stick it back over in our fridge for 4 hours. We'll bring it out of the brine. I'm gonna hold it while you apply the rub for me. I'm gonna give it a little turn. I want a good coating.
All right.
We got one of our, you've heard it before, the beer can chicken rack. All right, I'll need you to re-hit that again.
Reapply a little bit.
There we go. I think we're good.
Okay.
Now the smoker we use is one of my pellet smokers we just came out with, our Bark series. We're gonna reach over here. If you would, turn the dial up to 275. We're gonna let the lid down. Now, length of time on this smoker for this chicken at 275, you're gonna be looking at about 3 to 3.5 hours. I cook hot and fast, you know, compared to what most people do. And I think cooking hot and fast seals in a lot of that juice. I don't lose as much of it by doing the low and slow. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you wanna do.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, by us, you remember when we perforated the meat?
Yeah.
That's gonna allow some of that fat render out from under it, thin that skin out and make it worse bite through. We gotta wait, but while we're waiting, we'll go ahead and make one more thing up. Very simple spritz. You start out with about 32 ounces of good apple juice. And then you got, this is a product of my own right here, about 6 ounces of clear hot sauce.
Now you got a lot of hot sauce going in there.
I like it hot.
All right.
We're gonna let this cook for 1 hour. And after the first hour, we'll start spritzing, and we'll spritz about every 30 minutes. We'll see where we are in about 3 hours. Check the temp. We're pretty close. I'm gonna let you do the spritzing.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I'll let you get it around here on the back side. Get it on this side here too.
So you
Check. We're perfect. Well, first thing I'm gonna do, I'll cut him up. I'm gonna go in and take out a leg, thigh quarter.
Yeah.
Look at that skin right. I'm gonna let you try that right there.
Oh yeah.
Try that skin right there. With his breast.
Oh, that's so good. Well, tell me about this sauce here.
This first sauce that I ever developed right here was a vinegar sauce. It's like a Carolina sauce, which Georgia barbecue is just like Carolina. I mean, it's the vinegar base, that's what it's about. And we're gonna take a little bit of that and we're gonna hit. You could cook with this sauce on the meat. You know, a lot of ketchup based, you can't do that. Wouldn't that please anybody you know right there?
Look at that. Now we gotta just go and eat it.
Let's do it. Now, the chicken you're eating right here is something that I associate with being pretty much traditional Georgia barbecue.
Yeah. Myron, take me back before the 4 World Championships and back when you're 9 years old and you're first getting into barbecue. What was that like?
Now, when I got in at 9 years old, it wasn't voluntarily. My dad used me and my brother.
You were conscripted.
Yes, I mean, we were free labor. But as bad as I might have thought it was as a kid, I was learning. I was learning things. As I got older, I got good at it. I've watched him barbecuing and I learned. And when I started competing, it was easy. I mean, I'm not taking away from it, but it was easy for me because my dad never owned a barbecue gauge. He never owned a meat thermometer. Never did. Didn't have gauges on his pits or anything. He cooked old school show. He could grab the meat by feel, by sight, by smell, tell when it was done.
It was done.
He went and laid his hands on the tin that went over the pits, and when he could do a 10 count, he told me and my brother to get up and shovel coals. He knew it was done cooled down enough, it needed to be fired. And once you learn how to cook like that, and once I started competing, I was cooking with gauges. I had meat thermometers. I said, man, this is easy as spitting off a train right here. I said, this is easy. Every time during the 4th of July or something, you get calls from everybody that's in the media business wanting you to give a quote about how to do the best barbecue or give us a trick for 4th of July cooking. And I tell them all the time, cook with a meat thermometer. Got a lot of people that don't, even today, they don't. Every protein that you cook has got an internal doneness that it goes by to be done. Like white meat, 160, 165, dark meat on chicken, 180. Don't matter about the length of time. That's what my daddy said. Cook it till it's done.
Yeah. We usually ask a question. If you were to have one more meal, what would you go to?
For me?
Yeah.
Fried chicken. Fried chicken's my favorite food in the world.
Myron Mixon, thank you for coming.
Glad to be here, Sid. Thank you, brother.